First, I'd like to talk about institutional money flowing into the space. So as you've heard, recent news, Coinbase is planning to IPO. Tell us about what you know and how this might impact institutional money.
Yeah, so Coinbase is what we like to think of as an on-ramp, right? A way of connecting traditional finance or traditional investors to the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain. So, you know, we do look for these kinds of companies in Block and BLOK as public entities. So we're excited about them coming public. Now, they're doing it as a direct listing instead of a traditional IPO. So what that really means is their approach is to find liquidity for existing shareholders, which is primarily, employees and original venture investors, while, bringing it to market rather than dump a bunch of new cash into Coinbase as an entity. So we're excited about it. We own a company called Voyager, which is quite similar. It's much smaller, obviously, and they have more of a Robinhood model, low cost acquisition of multiple coins while doing more of a lending model to generate revenue.
Generally, would you consider looking at exchanges as an investment? I mean, what are the benefits of buying an exchange? Like, how do they, just from a sort of, operational cash flow perspective, are they profitable investments for you, Michael?
Yes. So it's funny. In my previous career, I did a fund at Horizon Asset Management that we invested in traditional exchanges, stock exchanges.
Yeah, right.
And the concept is exchanges make money whether or not the underlying asset that's being exchanged is going up or down. It's really just about volume. So when things go down a lot, volume spikes. When things go up a lot, volume spikes. So, a lot of people are wondering, is Coinbase about to go public right before another crypto winter, and will that hurt them?
What is a
I'm
crypto
sure.
winter?
Oh, a crypto winter. That's what we experienced most of 2018. Most of, crypto winters are those prolonged, 12 to 18 month periods where Bitcoin and crypto stop going up for a while.
Yeah.
So, exchanges are very interesting though, because they have a model where they're acting like the house at a casino, right? They're collecting chips regardless of whether or not the end investors are winning.
Okay, so are we going to see a crypto winter? Let's just get right into it.
Yeah. Look, I always believe that anything that goes up in a linear, straight up fashion is probably made off or made up, right? So it doesn't surprise me the fits and starts that we see with the overall cryptocurrency market. We usually go up faster than we should, and then we come down faster than we should because it's a new asset, because it's new to adoption, because there's only 100 million users today. It's going to do that in a more violent way. So I don't think we're nearing that next bear market by any means. I think we'll see in Bitcoin at least 100K before we start to see the slowdown of adoption.
Okay, we're going to come back to your Bitcoin 100K call, but first let's talk more about this crypto winter. Even if we have a huge correction in all cryptocurrencies as a whole, it would still be good for exchanges, would it not?
Absolutely. Now, just like with traditional stock exchanges, they have beta to the underlying asset, right? People are in them because they think things are going up or down. So short run, they usually react negative, and sometimes even more negative. But long term, once the earnings start to come in and you see the returns for these companies in terms of actual revenue, then they tend to correct rather quickly.
Okay. Now, the institutional interest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies at large, how much of that is tied to adoption? And I'm going to link this back into the volume that we were talking about. I wonder if the volume that you need for crypto exchanges to do well is, again, tied to institutional interest.
Right. So, Coinbase has Coinbase and then Coinbase Pro, and now they're doing custody for funds and things like that. Gemini's in there now, Bank of New York Mellon, Fidelity, like the amount of custodians that are coming to be the connection between traditional finance and blockchain finance or cryptocurrency-based finance is amazing. Now, it's not terribly new, right? Companies have been doing it for a while. It just was quiet. No, I mean, I think this entire institutional adoption is here to stay. I actually had to do a small debate with Schiff on this, and he does his gold argument, right? Oh, but the gold is the one. Look, the debate, the argument for gold and Bitcoin are very similar. The transition point, though, and this is what I said to him, was, do you see major public corporations lined up to buy gold in their treasury? I can't think of a single one.
The point I'm trying to make is that Michael Saylor, some of these other people, they're being challenged by the gold community as well, because Saylor has been going on various media and talking about how Bitcoin is superior to gold and whatnot. Do you agree with that view? First of all, do you think that Bitcoin is like gold? They have similar characteristics, but it is superior to gold in those functions.
So I think the real answer is it will be superior, right? So I think people are a little bit ahead of themselves on it. I'm the biggest kind of Bitcoin bull there is out there, but I also strongly believe in gold for today's economy, for today's infrastructure, for what we're dealing with in today's markets. 20 years from now, maybe 10, maybe 50, I don't know when, but it's very similar to the way that the Citibank report put it out there. When Bitcoin first came out, they said, oh, it's peer-to-peer network of cash. Then it was a cash alternative. Then it store value. Then it was the Northern Star for all of cryptos. The store of value, gold replacement is the current narrative. The end narrative is really that we go from 100 million users to 4 or 5 billion. I mean, a couple billion users, just like the internet. And then from that protocol, you can build all these altcoin ideas. You can build all these processes. You can build things that cannot be built on the current Bitcoin infrastructure.
Well, hold on.
It's not big enough yet.
How are we going to scale up to basically the entire planet using cryptocurrencies and blockchain? Like, walk me through the applications here, because you've got to remember, not everybody is an investor. There's only a small percentage of people who actually have the means to even invest. And so we've got to weed out those people, because they're not using blockchain as investments. So then so the assumption then has to be that blockchain will be used in everyday life, right? Is that what you're alluding to? Tell us about that.
I'm saying that that blockchain or the Bitcoin network or cryptocurrency networks are Internet 2.0. Internet 1.0 was democratize access to information. Internet 2.0 is make that information verifiable, unique, ability to transact on it. We are right now in that 1999 phase where everybody's super excited, but a whole lot more infrastructure has to be built, and a whole lot more users have to come on, and a whole lot more scale has to happen. How that's going to happen, I don't know. I'm hoping and trying very hard to invest in the companies that are going to help that happen in our block ETF.